Okay, I am here today at Green Lake State Park. I don't know how this video is going to turn out because this is really my first one where I'm narrating. So we just got a very powerful storm, high winds, rain. So it could be ice, there could be mud. I don't really know what I'm walking into. It's January 10th, 2024. For any of you who are unfamiliar with Green Lake State Park, it's located in central New York, just outside of Syracuse. It's a great park. It's considered one of the region's best. It's very well maintained. They actually did a whole bunch of upgrades recently to the pavilion, some of the trails. They added some new trails. And it's a popular place, especially in the summer. There's a beach. There aren't really many beaches in this area, so this is a place that people come to if they want to get in the water. Right now, of course, being winter, that's not an option, but you can still see a lot. There's no fee this time of year. It's all the trails are open. So my goal today is to hike around Green Lake, which is the first lake we're going to see, and then Round Lake, and then there's a trail that goes up to an interesting rock formation called Indian Ovens. I'm anticipating this hike will take about 2 to 2.5 hours. That's really all I have time for today. And the weather's supposed to deteriorate this afternoon, so I'm hoping to get out of here by noon, the latest, noonish. All right, so let's get started and see what we find. Okay, so this is Green Lake. And as anticipated, there's snow and ice on the trail, so I'm gonna have to be careful. There's actually quite a few people here. This lake in the summer is usually a very bright emerald blue. It's beautiful, not that it's not now, but here's Green Lake, and we're gonna take this trail. There's some incredible cedars here. Nice stand of cedar trees. Oh, they added a bench here. That wasn't here last time. On the other side there is the beach that opens in the summer. Wow, you could just see how tall these cedars are. This must be old growth. I haven't been here in a couple of years, and I feel like some of these trees are a little taller than they were a couple of years ago. That could be my imagination, but wow. Oh, another bench. Yeah, this is definitely a little icy. Nothing terrible yet, but it's to be expected. So as you can see, when you get to this point, you are pretty much following along the edge of Green Lake. Opens up over here, which is a nice spot. Those are beech trees right on that slope, hillside there. More cedars. Across the lake, I believe that's a golf course. Could be wrong about that. Let's continue. It's clouding up quickly. There was some sunshine when I pulled into the parking lot, and it's no longer the case. So Weather might be falling apart sooner than I thought. But I'm optimistic. Look at that. This is also a fairly flat trail, so this is definitely, I would rate this easy. If you're looking for something that is not very challenging but scenic, it's a good place to come. There are many trails throughout this park. This is the Old Growth Trail up there. We're not taking that one today. So at this stage, we can see there's some hills here. The trail does not go up that way, but I kind of like how this path is a artificial divider between the lake there, sorry, the pond rather, and this wooded hillside. Starting to feel more deciduous forest at this point. The views of the water here are just endless, in my opinion. This has been good so far. The trail's actually decent to walk on. More cedar here, beautiful. Wow, this is getting nicer. Just a little bit of sunlight there. This is looking east, by the way. This is south. So the trail is heading due south. Loops around the pond. More cedars to frame the edges of the trail. You know what's good about them? They're, I guess they're technically evergreens. So they add green to the forest in a time of the year which is otherwise empty, devoid of color. Here in the Northeast United States. So I'm coming right around the south end of Green Lake. So if I turn the camera, that's looking north. That's right about where we started this hike. This is incredible. It's like you're in a evergreen tunnel here. I love this. Again, not much color in January, so this is a treat. That I believe is a yellow birch tree, pretty common in this area. I know some trees, not all of them. I'm not going to pretend I do. We got a bridge coming up here. If I remember this, it crosses a small creek. These are definitely yellow birch. Yeah. Yep, got a creek here. Nice. More hills. We seem to be in a small wooded valley, little enclave here between two hills. We're gonna return on that trail. That's gonna be the last leg of this hike. Right now though, I'm gonna go this way and go on the Round Lake Trail. And we're gonna follow this creek. We're getting further into the woods now. There's something I like about trails that follow creeks and brooks. I've always liked that. So, yeah. Let's take this little spur here and see what this looks like. Wow. I like it. So now we have the option of turning left or turning right. We're gonna go right, but first I wanted to show Round Lake. There it is. It's smaller than Green Lake, but just as beautiful. Yep, we're gonna stay on the trail. All right, we're about to look at, I think is hands down my favorite view of Round Lake right now. All right, let's continue. Okay, another view of Round Lake, just a little further down the trail. No swimming is allowed in this lake, but Green Lake swimming is allowed by the beach. In summer, of course. Another new bench. My plan today is to take this trail, what's the name of this one? Okay, I believe this is the Brookside Trail. This goes uphill, and as you can plainly see, it's kind of messy. But nothing too horrific. So we're heading uphill. And my plan today, as I said earlier, is to head to reach a place called Indian Ovens. And this is one of the ways to get there. Wow, look at that. Got some steep hillsides here. There's also an old growth forest at the top of this hill. There aren't many of those around anymore, at least in New York State. Well, I think nationally too. I think you have to go out west to see more of those. So. All right, now that we made it to the top of this hill, this is the old growth forest. Seems to be a combination of mature hemlock, deciduous. There's a little brook, nice bridge here. We have an intersection of trails. We have a choice to go left or right. We're gonna bear right. We're now on the old growth Brookside Connector Trail. Peaceful in here. Wind is picking up. This is the second hill that I'm climbing on this hike. Earlier in the hike it was easy and flat. This is a little more moderate, nothing too technical. Some slight elevation gain. There's people down there. Beech trees here, very cool. You get a variety of forest in this park. That's an old hemlock. Let's keep going. So that's where I came from. We're gonna head back that way, but to get to the rocks, we go this way. Now I've stepped onto the Indian Ovens path, and we've entered a pine forest. This is different than what I've been seeing on this hike. I like this. Imagine coming here in the spring, April, early May. These would all be budding, there'd be birds, bunnies everywhere. I'm really enjoying these views of the distant hills along this trail that you wouldn't see in summer. And this is looking west, and this is south, and here are the rocks. Look at these. This is likely limestone. Wow. And over there, trail continues. apologize for the shaking camera. I'm gonna work on that in my next video. This seems like a good spot to take a little break, have a little something to eat, get some water, and then I'm going to turn back and we're going to head back down to the 2 lakes and finish the hike. So this is probably the halfway point. All right. Before I leave Indian Ovens, I thought I would show this beautiful forest of evergreen here. We have some spruce and fir. Sorry, these are fir. We have some pines. The trail continues into there, but we're gonna turn around. Get another vantage point of the rocks. The hills here are magnificent, but this has been tricky coming back down this trail because of this. Hiking sticks would have been helpful. I should have thought of that. We're almost back at that bridge by the old growth, and then we're gonna head back down to Round Lake. Okay, we're back at Round Lake, and we're going to do the last leg of this hike. This is a nice spot. On the map of the park, it's called the Reef Point, which I believe is up there, probably where that bench is. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Ooh, waves. We are downwind here. That's looking west, heading north now. Let's see what's here. This is a great spot. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm back in the car. I finished the hike. It was about a little over 2 hours, somewhere between 2 and 2.5. I have to check the mileage, and I'll post the mileage on this video, but it worked out. I made it around both lakes, up the hills to Indian Ovens, and back there was essentially three miniature trail loops. So all in all, definitely worth it. The weather held out, no precipitation. There was some wind, but nothing serious. So I highly recommend this place, especially if you live in the area or within an hour's reach. It's a great state park. There's miles of trails. And they keep adding more. Of course, the huge attraction here are the two lakes, which in summer are absolutely gorgeous. So that concludes this video. I hope to be making more, exploring places around the region. If you like this video, please subscribe, CNY Trail Tales, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.